Team, what's going on? Back with a little daily flow for you. Just 10 minutes working through the body. We're going to start from the floor, work our way up, slowly up into a standing position. Nice little morning routine. Could be a little afternoon refresher, or just something to do to relax before going to sleep, as a wind down from a busy day or for a day of golfing, training, or practice. So we don't need any equipment, just somewhere comfortable to lay us down, work on the floor, gradually work our way up into a standing position. Ready for whatever you need to go and do for the rest of the day or to relax this evening. So let's come down, let's get started. So we start on our backs as we always do. And the first thing we're going to have is our feet a little bit wider than we normally would. I'm just going to allow the knees to open slightly. So I've got quite wide feet here, and I'm just allowing the knees to open up nice and wide. And all I'm going to do is take a full deep breath in, full deep breath out, and just allow these legs to rock from left to right. So I quite like a wide foot position here because it keeps the legs into a little bit of more of a tension position. What you might find is when you put the feet together, it's a lot easier. But I actually like the feet a little bit wider and then keep driving these knees out. What I then like is keeping an eye on the breath and then seeing if we can just release a little bit of this tension every time we breathe in and breathe out. So you really feel this on the inside of the thigh, inside of the groin. You can rock yourself from left to right. It's quite an extreme position. And we just sometimes need a little bit of sustained pressure here just to breathe in and out. You can try and give the glutes a big squeeze if you can to open this up a little bit further. We're just trying to release a little bit of this tension from the inside of the thigh. Good work. Slowly bring that back to a start position. And then what we need to do is bring your feet up so you have your knees and shins and kind of toes, everything in a 90-degree position. Now what we're going to do from here is we're going to bring the feet and knees together and then just open all the way up and bring them back together. So we're starting to again work on the inside of this thigh. Depending on how tight you are on the front of the hip, you might start to feel a little bit of restriction there. We're just starting to open up in the inside of these hips. A little bit of breathing here for me. Keep an eye on your breath. Last one here. Good work. Feet back down to the ground. What we're first going to do now is push our feet into the floor, squeeze the hips up, give the glutes a big squeeze and release off the front of this hip. If you are tight in the front of the hip, this will feel like a really good release from that last movement we've just done. So just be aware of that. Keeping the hips up, squeeze, 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 slowly lower down. Again, squeeze up, squeezing the glutes hard. Slowly lower. Last one here, up. Big squeeze of the glutes. And slowly lower down. Good work. We're going to roll ourselves all the way up into a seated position. So just work your way up, all the way to a seated position. And I want you to sit up nice and tall from here. And all we're going to do is take our right hand, place it behind us, left hand onto the back of the knee. And again, we're just going to sit up nice and tall and just look all the way over our shoulders. So we're actually trying to rotate from the belly button, then from the back of the shoulder, and then from the neck. We're then going to take a full deep breath into the stomach, full deep breath out, and take up any slack that's been given to us. So let's take a full deep breath in, full deep breath out, take up any slack, and last one here, full deep breath in, full deep breath out. Good work. We're going to run to the other side. Left arm goes back, right hand behind this left knee. We're going to take a full deep breath in from the belly button, rotating from the belly button, full deep breath in, and exhale. 2 more, full deep breath in, and exhale. Just take up any slack that's given to you. Last one, full deep breath in, and exhale. Good work. Spin all the way around for me. Come around to all fours. Now, from all fours, what we're going to do, remove that stone from my mat, is have hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips, and we're going to come into our nice even tabletop position. Now from here what we're going to do is we're going to allow the rib cage to drop down, belly button down to the floor, and then we're going to tuck under and pull our hips all the way in. So I'm not worried too much about what this upper half is doing. I'm thinking more from this lower portion of getting this to move, okay? So it's not full cat-cow, it's more like a pelvic tilt. So we're gonna pull the belly button up, tuck in, and then we're gonna drop belly button down, tailbone up, and lift up the other way. One more each way, tuck up, squeeze in, and drop back, and lift up. Now what we can do is we're going to add the upper half to this. So as we raise the tailbone up and drop the rib cage down, we're then going to allow ourselves to lift the chest and lift the chin as well. We then go the other way, tuck the chin under, pull the belly button up, pull the rib cage in, and then back the other way, tailbone up, rib cage down, lift in from the chin. Last one here, tuck all the way in, squeeze up, and then up the other way, lift in from the chin. Come back to neutral, move the hands over to the right hand side. We're now going to lift the left foot up to meet the left hand, and then step the right leg back a little bit further. So now we're into our deep lunge position. Now from here, we're just going to find a kind of noodle around and find all these little spots that feel a little bit stiff. So we're just noodling around here. Then we're going to add a little bit of an element of rotation to this. So just as we are, just shifting around, giving the glutes a squeeze, relax the glute. Getting some good work done in this left hip, also getting some good work done in the front of the right hip. Just shifting around here. And then all I'm going to get you to do is just slowly start to work yourself rotating into this left side. So as we rotate into this left side, we get a little bit more work done in this left hip. But we're also getting a little bit more work done to the outside of this right section. So you allow your hips to turn and this right hip starts to drop. And as it drops, you can start to work all the way into the outside of this chain, all the way to the outside of the right leg. And you might even feel it into kind of like the right side of your torso. Keep working here, you're doing great. Last little bit here for me. And then drop this left leg back, hands across to the left, right foot up, left leg back. And we can do the same thing on this side, just noodling around, finding these positions, slowly working yourself into a position that is then going to be a little bit more rotated round to the right. We can give this right leg a little bit of a hug, and then start to rotate and twist. Shift around, let the left leg fold under. You can then look behind you if you want. Just trying to wind up this whole system. Just giving another 10 seconds here. You guys are doing fantastic today. Keep an eye on your breathing. Good work. Unwind from there, spin all the way around. Tuck the feet under into a nice wide leg position. If you want, you can have your hands on the floor, you can have your hands up, I don't mind. And then all we're going to do is just drop from left to right, working into opening up the inside of these hips. Get a little bit of work done the ankle here as well, to the lower back. Whatever feels comfortable with your hands here. And then slowly bring the feet a little bit closer together. Again, if you run out of room here with your hamstrings, don't worry. Just have your hands hovering, whatever's comfortable for you. Just work on your own adaptations here. And then slowly bring the feet all the way in together. Just paddle the legs out. And then slowly, you're just going to work your way out vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way into a standing position. From this standing position, just bump the hips over to the left, bump the hips over to the right. Just keep working left to right. A few circles. Just release off from this hip, pull the shoulders all the way up, back and together. Take a full deep breath in, full deep breath out. Shoulders up, back and together, full deep breath in, full deep breath out. And just like that, time flies. Guys, fantastic work. There's your 10-minute flow routine. Hopefully you feel better, more revitalized, ready to go and attack the day. See you guys tomorrow.